then
This
we will make this.
conference will now be recorded.
We will be exactly. So we will be recording the session, and then we will post it to our YouTube channel also for others who would like to, who cannot join us today live, but would like to learn more about the Wildcard program. So welcome, and thank you for taking the time to join us this morning. My name is Magda Krakowiak. I'm head of open innovation in EIT Health, and today I'm with Celia Pita and Maria Fernandez, innovation managers from working with me in the Wildcard program. So we'll walk you through the program and let's say some particularities, because maybe some of you already know the program from the past years, or you've heard from past participants. We all know that often this is the case. So we will walk you through some particularities of the program in 2021. But before that, some housekeeping. So we would like to close the webinar, I think, that within 60 minutes, although we have 90 minutes reserved. I would like to ask you to write your questions in a chat. By the end of the presentation, we'll go through those questions from the chat, and to keep yourself muted, right? I think that after completing 2020 on remote work and so on, everybody knows what are the rules, but nevertheless, it's for all our let's say for everyone to have a good experience. I think it is important. Very good. So starting with I think we can start with the presentation. Celia, if I can ask you to assist me with that. We would like to cover today several things. So the first one, of course, we will introduce you what the program is about, and a few words about EIT Health itself. What you can expect from, let's say, regarding the timeline and also time commitment that will be required in different stages of the program. Then a few words about the application, and Celia will cover you know, what is expected of you and how we'll be evaluating things, what is the journey, etc. Then Maria will cover everything that will be happening after the ventures are selected, right? Because you know that the program itself is let's say it's a program through which you gain value, but at the end of the journey, there is a possibility to secure EIT Health investment to actually start implementing your plan. And by the very end, we will have Eva Colas from NIMARC 2020 Wildcard winner joining us, and she will be happy to share her experience and also answer your questions. So few words first about what is EIT Health, because we know that I mean, we've discovered surprisingly that many people who apply to Wildcard program are actually, it's their first encounter with our network. So EIT Health is one of 8 knowledge innovation communities supported by the European Union, by the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. And what it means is that we are a community of over 150 partners from across Europe. We are based in 7 regions, so we have 7 regional offices in Spain, France, Scandinavia, Germany, and Switzerland, and so on. So we have a pretty good representation of industry partners, universities, research organizations, but also healthcare providers and payers, so insurance, etc. And basically, the reason why we exist is we are working towards providing better health for European citizens, and we do it through programs and funding opportunities for projects. So EIT Health has a mandate. I mean, we sit in the space where the money for research is ended, it's finished, and it is still too early for private investors to come in and to invest in early stage innovations. So this is where we sit. This is called the Valley of Death, and we are here to bridge this gap. So the Wildcard program is a little bit different to majority of the activities that we do, because we start from the top. So EIT Health identifies challenges, so grand healthcare unmet needs that are underinvested and under-innovated, but they represent high potential in terms of let's say take up of the innovation by the market. So we opened a call in those areas, and this year, as you know, this will be eye and vision care and pain management, and we work with founders. So you can be one person, but you can be also a team, early stage. We work with you in the program. We provide mentoring, and by the end of the process, EIT Health can select up to 2 ventures that will receive 1.5 million euro investment to be used over 2 years, also with support of EIT Health. So yes, so I already spilled the beans. So those are the 2 challenges, right? Eye and vision care, and we are happy to work with Essilor. It's a industry leader in this space, and with Boston Scientific in the space of pain management. So this is a little tweak, and our industry partners are eager to see the inflow of talent and your ideas, and then to explore also potential collaboration opportunities. So a little summary of the program, because the program is running for the 4th year this year. So we have we've already trained. So there are 110 people that went through the program. Those represent 18 projects. We have invested in 6 companies. We have recently announced the 2 companies that have been selected in 2020, Memark and Orbit. Those companies, I think it is fair to say that those 4 companies, because Memark and Orbit are just starting. So the 4 companies that we have invested in previously, they already created 64 new jobs, which I think it's a great result. And they all together, they secured 5.6 million euro of additional investment, which is also a great result for those early stage companies. This is not including the grant from EIT Health, obviously. Yes, and we are very excited that the companies that were incorporated in 2018, they are actually certified, and they will be launching the products on the market this year. So this is very good. And I think that now I will be handing it over, because this was a little introduction and summary, and now I hand it over to Celia to tell you a little bit more about what will be happening this year.
Thank you, Magda, for the introduction. As Magda was saying, I will be talking a little bit of what will happen this year, and the first step, as in any program, will be the application. But before we go into the specifics, I will like to talk about who are our applicants, and what are the type of applications that we get, because as you may know, we have a wide range of type of applications that we admit into the program, and I would like to start first with what we call the entrepreneur seeking for a business opportunity. Here we're looking at professionals that wants to, with their skills and their knowledge, embark in the entrepreneurial journey. You may be a serial entrepreneur that had a former startup that now is working in some other former job and wants to reconnect with the ecosystem and wants to put all of his hands-on knowledge on a new venture. You may be a scientist that has a lot of knowledge on the topic area or the challenges, or you might be a doctor, a nurse, a clinician that is working closely with people and has deep knowledge of the healthcare ecosystem or the needs. any of these people or more that I might not be thinking of, it will fit in this category. The next person that may be joining the program is the entrepreneur with business idea. This is someone that is working on something, on a solution that is covering one of the needs that we have in the challenge area, or is touching the topic, and they really want to see this in the hands of the people, like in the market, really making a difference to patients. And here it can be a doctor that is driven by a need, or it can be someone working in the corporate world that is doing this on the side, and it needs some people and some tools to make the jump, and this is where we are here for. We're also looking for a team looking to start a company. We believe on founding teams that are not more than 5 people, ideally from 3 to 4. This is why we have this maximum 5 people team. And this is someone that is already developing an idea. It could be a research team that has found a solution, but it could also be a group of people that in their work or in their situation or the personal situation have found that there's an unmet need and they have an idea for the solution. This is also something that we're open to, and that we're like accept applications in this sense. And last but not least, we're also looking for early stage startups. This is maybe the most rigid criteria that we have, but we're looking for startups that have not incorporated before March 16th of 2020. So it's only 1 year old incorporation wise, and they're holding 85% or more of the share capital of the company. We have this because we want companies that are in the infancy, that they're starting to work on their solution, on their programs, because here is where we feel that we can give the most value and create the most impact and the most accelerated growth through our program and through the networking opportunities in like the possibilities of enlarging your team, get you mentoring, being open. So apart from this, we also have 4 profiles that we believe are the best for starting healthcare or life science company. And here we have clinical, technical, or scientific, depending on your product design, and business. We go a little bit beyond of the Silicon Valley profile of the big CEO and the CTO power duo that create a company. We think in the healthcare system, there's a lot of more hurdles that you have to go through, even if it's regulation of the complicated system with like the buyer is not the actual client or user that uses the product. I'm sure you all know, are familiar a little bit with this peculiarity. So I believe that a more complementary team is necessary in this case. We do not necessarily ask for every team that participates to have all profiles, but these are the identified roles that we believe are the recipe for success. It doesn't mean that everybody has to be full-time, but it does. We think it will give you the best opportunity for success. And last but not least, our last requirement is that you, as a participant, are a resident or a national of a EU country or Horizon 2020 associated country. If anyone has any questions on these, we will take these questions during the Q&A, because it can get a little bit lengthy. Then this is the type of applications that we get, but what are we looking for as EIT Health in you? We are definitely looking for talent, so we want professionals that had a long track record and they're proving their skills, but we're also looking for a very specific type of individual. We need people that are open, that they will take feedback and they will be coachable and they will apply it. We don't need someone that will take anything that people tell them and apply it. It's not like that. We're not asking this of you, but we need people that can do critical thinking and they can take on the advice and put it forward, because this is where the value of the program lies in. We want people committed to the journey. We are going to invest in up to 2 companies that come out of the program. So we want people that really want to embark in this journey and really want to start a company if they haven't done it already. And we believe on teams as founding as founders for companies. So we really emphasize that people should be team players and should be working towards a common goal, not individual ones. And now that I've gone a little bit through who are our applicants and what are we specifically looking for in them, we will go through the particularities of the admission process. So first, with every admission process, there's the submission. And in the submission, we have 3 key components that we ask of you or any applicant, and this is your CV, your curriculum vitae, and some open and then motivational and personality questions, just to let us know about you a little bit better and to let us assess what is your state of mind and how prepared are you to embark in the journey. Then a little bit on the solution, if you have one of the applications that comes forward with a solution. So if you're an entrepreneur with an idea or a solution, or if you're a team or a startup that is developing a product. And then last but not least, we'll ask for a short video of you in which we just want you to introduce yourself and maybe tell us something that we didn't think of asking in the application process and you think is important and you might want to tell us. Then we start with the evaluation process, and here we engage with expert evaluators. Depending on, and these expert evaluations are really focused on the expertise that they have, depending on the part of application that they're going through. So you will not have a scientist assessing how open-minded and how much you work on a team, and the other way around, you will be having experts in admission care and pain management assessing the quality of the solution. When all of this is done, we send a short list of candidates, an invitation to an interview with us, with the EIT Health team, in which we will be assessing how are you fit from the program. And after that, 30 to 45 applicants will receive an invitation to the program in the 10th of May. Program starts in June, so we will leave you a little bit of leeway to prepare yourself, to make arrangements, etc. With this, I would like to close the part of the program, the part heading towards the program, and now I will be speaking a little bit of the program itself. And what I would like to say first is, why should you come to the program? Or in other words, what is that you get from coming to us? What is the value that the Wildcard gives you during the program? And the first thing I would like to say is that you get a lot of networking opportunities. The first thing that you can do through the Wildcard is grow your network. You're going to meet a lot of like-minded individuals that are working on your space, and whether they're doctors that you would like to engage, of people in corporate that may open doors for you in the future, or just someone in the same space that you can make a connection with. And also all the mentors and experts that we engage in the process, they might become advisors to your company, or it will be a great connection to have in the future. So we really emphasize that you should be taking advantage of these networking opportunities through the program. The second thing that we provide is know-how or methodology. Here you will learn how to do this critical thinking process and how to validate your assumptions and test and de-risk your business based on data and facts, and how to be able to move forward and navigate through this process. We'll try to provide you through as many tools to have a method to do this, but we are very hands-on and very practical. So it's really a learning by doing process, and we will just be accompanying you in the journey and trying to support you as much as we can. The next step is the mentoring, and here lies, maybe in my opinion, the biggest value of the project. We really engage with people that are very motivated to help you. This is something that professionally people feel very rewarded to do, and also it's people that have done it before, that have been close to people that have done it before, and they're also particular to the healthcare and life science field, that sometimes this is not as easy expertise to get from people. So this is something we're very proud of, and we really want you to take all the value from it. And last but not least, we have the investment. So you will have the opportunity to pitch for EIT Health investment at the end of the program. Sorry, can you? 1 sec. Okay. Thank you. So you'll get the opportunity for pitching for EIT Health investment. And as you know, up to 2 ventures are investing every year. So you will pitch in front of EIT Health panel, and EIT Health will be the one making a decision which companies to invest. And we will go further later on what kind of support, apart from the investment, you will get being a Wildcard venture or an EIT Health startup. So this is what you get, but how do you get it? How does this work? Well, the Wildcard program has 2 stages. The first one is the deep dive, and the second one is the business model validation phase. And in this first part of the program, in the deep dive, is when the heavy part of the networking occurs. All the participants, all the candidates that have been accepted into the program will work together, we'll get to know each other, and we will foster an environment, and you could meet your future co-founders, or you will meet great additions to your teams, or maybe you just meet connections, and then you will continue on your journey with your team as it was before. We're trying to be enablers of these connections, and we have found that this has been very valuable for companies in the past. Out of our 6, 4 has met people through the Wildcard and have incorporated as founders of their companies, and there's still a unit up to date. So we really want you to be open-minded to the experience, because you never know who you're going to meet. Like, really, the people that apply are all exceptional candidates, and we really want for these connections to happen. And you also will have hands-on training done with mentors in a very fast-paced, deep first point, in which we'll get to know you, you will get to know us, and you will also be able to work on your business model, on your proposal, and yeah, that's what will be happening in the deep dive. And then we'll move to the business model validation. This is a longer period of time in which you will be de-risking your idea and validating your business model. And this is going to be mostly done by engaging with stakeholders through customer discovery interviews and a long customer discovery journey, in which the more you put, the more you get. This is what we've learned. So, and you will have guidance of mentors that we will be advising you on a weekly basis. And sometimes more than a weekly basis. As I said, our mentors are very engaged and really want to work with you. And we have found that this has been a very positive experience for everyone involved. But aside from what you have, how does it work in a timeline? When is this going to happen? What are the specifics? Well, in the deep dive, you have 3 phases. The meeting place that happens in early June of this year, and this is an online space in which you will get to know each other a little bit better, and we will do a series of lectures and content with you to a little bit touch base and start engaging, so everybody gets to know each other on the online space. Then we have the team formation of assessment. Here is what I was talking about, where you will have the networking with all the other participants, and you will get to know each other. We're in a hopefully formed teams. This will be intense 3-day online event in which we will like to foster connections between the participants. And then after a short break, you will have a 5-day intensive mentoring that will also happen online. This will have a time commitment or 3 to 4 hours a day where you will have the mentoring sessions, but we advise everyone to dedicate the time full time, because the feedback that you will get is very valuable, and you will have to use that feedback and work on your proposals during the week. So it's not only the hours that you spend with the mentors, it's also the work that you put on your proposal. And then we move to the business model validation. So what you will have at the end of August, last week of August, most probably a couple of days of kickoff, in which we will explain to you how the process will work, tools, etc. And you will get to know all the mentors that will be with you through this long period of time that goes from early September to late October, in which you will be conducting these customer discovery interviews and receiving mentoring and some lectures and methodology that will help you through the process. At the end, apart from all the work and value added to your product, we would also have a final investment pitch that will happen the 26th and the 27th of October. And from there, we will select up to 2 ventures, as I said before, or 2 teams. And these ventures were launched with EIT Health funding as of January 2022. And with this, I conclude the program part. I would like to hand it over to Maria that will be talking about the ventures.
Thank you, Celia. Good morning, everyone. So as Celia mentioned, by the end of October, we will be selecting up to 2 ventures, candidates for investment and for support. So I would like to introduce you a bit what is the offer that we provide to the selected ventures. First of all, the investment we make on the selected teams is what we call a grant for option instrument with up to 1.5 million euro investment that are paid out on a milestone basis, meaning that we don't give all the money upfront. And to secure the full investment, so meaning receiving the full 1.5 million over the 2 years that we support and incubate the ventures, the teams need to really demonstrate exceptional performance overall. So during these milestone reviews, we review that the companies are performing well, and therefore we give them the next tranche of money. So this is how it works. And therefore, EIT Health will proportionally assume options on the company on shares in a fully diluted basis. And these options will transform into shares in case of some predefined financial events that I will explain in the next slide. What we also offer or seek from the ventures is to have a seat on the advisory board to really support the ventures. And we don't seek especially control on the company or on IP related to the company. Apart from the money, we offer more things. And as Celia mentioned, during the program, we also support the ventures after the program itself in accessing the EIT Health network and the partners that are in the network to connect them, to support them in the launching of their products or services. We also offer a lead mentor to support the ventures throughout the 2 years. And this lead mentor, normally we select specialists on specific areas that the teams need more support in. And we also offer the teams with what we call coaching and team development mentors that can support the team in growing in terms of employees and people inside, and help the founding team to navigate through this process of growth. And overall, we offer hands-on support in growing the company. So as I said, this is a very intense 2 years process where we as EIT Health and we as a Wildcard team are very, very much supporting the ventures overall. Next slide, please, Celia. Thank you. So a bit more details on the investment conditions. What we do with the ventures is we sign what we call an options agreement. This is a binding contract with the companies where we reflect all the conditions. And as I said, in case there is a defined exit event, these options that we get on the company transforms into shares. And those are the 4 financial events where this can happen. So I won't enter into further details. We can maybe discuss more in the Q&A if you are interested. But I think it needs to be clear that EIT Health do not hold equity in the company, but options. Next, please, Delia. Okay, and thank you. So now it's time to meet one of the Wildcard co-founder of MIMARC, which is Eva Colas. So MIMARC has been one of the 2 selected ventures for the Women's Health Challenge this 2020. And I think Eva is already in the call, so I would like briefly to introduce her and to allow her to speak about her experience, why she decided to apply to the program, and how this program will transform her project and her idea to run MIMARC and to make it scalable. So Eva, she is a principal investigator in Vallebron Hospital, a hospital in Barcelona, and she is the co-founder of the company which has developed WOMEC, which is an in vitro diagnostic test for endometrial cancer. Eva, please, if you'd like to introduce yourself and give a few words.
Yes, sure. So thanks a lot. And I just say hi to all the next future wildcards that are around here. I think I'm going to present myself, and how is the wildcard experience from me. But obviously, the most interesting is that you can interact, and then you can ask as many questions as you have. So basically, I applied for the wildcard because I found it through a new wildcard for a long before, but I just met it in the right time because, well, as you know, like every year there are different topics. So, for instance, this year I wouldn't have been able to apply, but just when I found it, it was when it was the topic of women's health, which was very suitable for what we were doing in our laboratory. So I'm coming from a very academic background. So I'm a scientist working in a research institute that have been working for the last 13 years in endometrial cancer in translational research. And then we had this project that was very suitable to participate in here because it had already, we were already working with a very early stage of the prototype for a diagnostic kit for endometrial cancer. We had patents and we had like things that we were thinking we were one step away from already like the basis of the research. So we were already like in a place where we wanted to valorize our project. And this was very interesting because obviously the first thing that calls your attention is the great amount of funding that you will get. That is the 1.5 million euros for this year. And this is obviously going to create a great impact, no, on the development of any project that gets this funding. So that was the first step why we decided to apply, and then we discovered what was the wildcard, no, because the wildcard was not just the funding, but it was a lot of team building activities, of mentorship, and at the end of the day, what we have done through all the last year, it was to advance hugely in our project. So I think that when the wildcard saw our first project, they would have cried. I mean, they would have seen that this is a very project in scratches in terms of valorization and business. And I think that at the end, it was a quite success that we managed to be the winners. No, I mean, I was thinking always with my team members, we would have been always like, well, we are so far away, you know, of being a company, but at the end of the wildcard, we feel like, well, no, we are ready now to start. So that is the huge advance that you can make in your projects. No, this great impact of like we managed to create like a business case and to understand which is our stakeholders and identify and talk to them. I mean, it was very important that it's not just to understand the setting, but that you approach indeed like people that is relevant for your project because they kind of force you to do that, no? So you're going to be evaluated through all the process for how you are performing week after week. So I mean, I just lose 4 kilos of weight during the business model validation phase, and that is just the feeling that I want to give you is like how in depth is the program if you want to take it seriously, no? And at the end of the day, if you want to advance in a project, I think that it's an opportunity for all of you to grow your project. So yeah, I think that, well, you can ask me as many questions as you want.
I guess, Eva, this is, I didn't expect that. That you say that it was so intense, but this is, I mean, obviously the participants' perspective is very much different, but I think that you highlighted a very important point that, you know, it doesn't matter how much we do on our side unless participants put in real hours and real work into the process, then things can happen, right? I mean, but it depends on, you know, we really see that the more you put in, the more you actually get out of this this process, right? So many, because I don't see, I mean, maybe people are shying away. Maybe I will just ask the first question, because we were due to meet in Warsaw last year, right, for the hackathon and everything, and then things shifted online. And for 2021, with the COVID situation, we decided, you know, to bet on a safer plan, and we are saying that Wildcard will be happening online. And I just wanted to ask you about your experience. You know, I mean, have you felt engaged in the process? How things were organized, in a sense? Did you know where to go? What will be happening? How was your perception of getting to know really people, right? Other participants as well as mentors in this online setting?
Yeah, I think that obviously if there could be a mixture of of being in place and meet the other teams together with the online format, that would be like the ideal scenario that will come probably in next occasions. But in terms of organization and to get engagement on the project, I think that was fantastic. I mean, we didn't have any doubt that the project was, I mean, the engagement of everyone, and it was very clear at all times. So I think it's very, for being the first time, and I'm sure that this time, that you are already experienced because you have had the previous one, it's going to be even better. But I think I don't have anything that I would improve. Like, I would say that it was a very good, because the mentors, even the good thing about to do the online setting is that you had more time, no, because you already was jumping from one meeting to the other, and there is no time to wait, no, and then you can work also between meetings because you are already in your computer, and that was indeed what was happening. So in one day you might meet with 2 mentors, and you have to work in between, because it's good if you reflect the changes that they are suggesting to you to make. So I mean, it was very useful to make it online. And still, if the COVID was not here, I would suggest you to continue doing it online.
Okay, well, I must say that I personally missed it, and you know, I was the last person to admit, I was like, this is never going to work in an online setting. But I think that yes, it's good to hear that you also share the feeling that it actually worked.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, very often we receive questions from people who consider applying it, you know, who forms the teams? I mean, how this process looks like, in a sense, you know, have you felt obliged, you know, how this, let's say, team assessment and team formation, how this process felt for you? Because this is something, I understand, fairly unique for Wildcard that we do. We really put a lot of emphasis on this element. You applied and you experienced this as a team. Can you please reflect on those early days of the former hackathon and right now we call it deep dive?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, I mean, yeah, I come with a team, no? So it was, for me, it was easier, I think, because for me it was like, okay, I have the team and I'm looking for profiles that I don't have. So in there were like business profiles that we tried to contact, but then obviously they were very scarce. So they were, I think, that asked by different teams to join. And then I think that maybe there is more issue, no, about individuals that come with the idea of having a team, but then there is like many individuals that come with their own idea. So at the end of the day, you know, like to get the mixture of like people, I think that for that particular part, it would have been like great to have the presential meeting, no, like to be on a place so that we can know each other and then get to have a beer and then, you know, like get up to know each other a bit more than just like the funny activities that you were making us to do. But yeah, I think that at the end of the day, it's good because you have also like a possibility to complement the teams, let's say.
Yeah, this is. I mean, very often because we ourselves as a program, we also ask for feedback, right? So we go around and we want to learn from other similar programs, and very often we hear that this is, you know, why do you make your life so complicated, right? I mean, why don't you drop this? I mean, just accept the teams and then you will have so much less hassle. But I think that it is, we see value in, I think for both, for individuals who are seeking business opportunities, but also for the teams, because I think that it is a very particular time in life when a person kind of comes to terms and says, okay, now I'm ready to do it. Like, I want to start a company, and sometimes it's not so easy. Let's say in all the environments, it is easy to find like-minded people, right? And I think that with the platform that we are trying to create is precisely good for that, for the teams to, as you said, search for talent to complement the team, but also for those individuals to find a project that they would like to work on. Super. Thank you so much, Eva. I'm shocked that we do not have any questions. I think that Celia Maria did such a great job explaining everything.
It's always a pleasure to be here, and obviously, like, I mean, there is my name there, and then you can distribute also like my email, so if anyone wants to have additional questions, they can contact me at any time, obviously. So yeah, thanks a lot for inviting me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eva. Very good. So I don't know. We have the questions from that people asked in the registration form. So I don't know, Sadia, would you like to start?
Yes, sure. So the first question that we received from the registration form is, what are the criteria to be accepted to the Wildcard program? If I go for the registration alone, as an entrepreneur seeking business opportunity, and as a project to collaborate and/or team. So apart from the particularities in terms of eligibility for a startup in concrete, the criteria is basically the same. So you will be evaluating on you personally, your skills, your motivation, and your like how you are coming to the program. And you will be also, and if this is a team, your score will be a composition of the score of every individual person that is in this team. You will also be evaluated on the solution if you come with a solution. All of these will compound your score, but we will not have difference in the rest of the type of evaluation only if you have extras. So if you have a solution, then you will be evaluated as well in a solution. So long answer is what I just said. Short answer is the criteria is the same for everyone that applies to the Wildcard. Maybe the second question is, can you apply to join a team? Yes, this is one of the types of application. If you're coming as a one person, it is implied that you may join a team or form a team with other individuals. The Wildcard is a program that accepts everyone, but ultimately wants to have teams. And therefore, if you're coming as a solo founder, as an entrepreneur with an idea, or as a professional looking for an opportunity, it is implied that you will have to have a thing. And I think I just saw a question. Gillian is asking, who is excluding for applying? So who is excluded is someone that cannot speak English, for instance, someone that is not a resident of a national of EU, or Horizon 2020 countries. You can find the list on the call, and these are Switzerland, Norway, UK now, post-Brexit, and there's a few peculiarities on this. If you are a company or if you will incorporate a company, our funding comes from Horizon Europe, the multi-annual framework that was approved very recently, and therefore countries that are outside of the EU will have to join throughout the year, and we're expecting that everyone that was in the previous framework, which was called Horizon 2020, and those are the associated countries, will join. However, if this does not happen, for you to be able to receive EU funding through us, you will have to be incorporated in a country that is part of this multi-annual framework, so it's part of the Horizon Europe. But however, we are really expecting that all these countries will join throughout the year, and therefore by 2021, when the companies are created, this will be done. Okay, I will have another question from the chat. Timothy, until when and where can we apply for the wildcard? Okay, the call for applications is open until the 16th of March of this year. So right now it's open, and you can click on the apply now on the website and open the application form, and you will have to close it before midnight on the 16th of March. I think we have a follow-up questions from Jenny. However, UK are still under the EIT Health Ireland UK. So yes, for those of you that are familiar how EIT Health works, EIT Health is formed with a central office in Munich, in Germany, and then we have several co-location centers, we call them. These are regional offices that are distributed in different regions throughout Europe. And if you are from a certain country, it will be good for you to contact the CLC office to know about opportunities. And yes, UK will still be part of the UK Ireland CLC, because we are expecting that the part of the Brexit agreement was that the UK will be joining this Horizon Europe in 2021. When do you have to decide whether to leave your current job to participate? This is a question from Andrea. So we don't expect you to quit your job throughout the program, so you can have your job and participate during the program. It is obviously more challenges, but you're not expected to quit your job. In the event that you are selected for investment, we do expect founders to have 100% time commitment to the company, only in particular circumstances in which it's beneficial to the company that the founder remains on their current position. We allow for like part-time founders. Are UK residents not eligible to apply this year? No, sorry, Amna Malik. UK residents are eligible to apply. And I'm sorry if this is a little bit confusing. Everyone that is on the list that you can click on the website, they are eligible to apply. The only particularity is if the country doesn't adhere to the Horizon Europe at the end of the year, the company will not be able to be incorporated in that country. But any participant that is national or residents of that list are able to apply and to participate through the whole program. I hope that was more clear.
I also have a question from Anna, I think in a private message.
Okay.
If a person applies as an individual without a solution, do they get marked down? I mean, definitely not. So we're looking for, let's say, to cover all the profiles, and as Celia mentioned, they are all evaluated equally. The only difference between, let's say, application with a solution and application without a solution is that obviously you are not being scored for the excellence of the solution that you are proposing. And just to add up to Gillian's question, I mean, who is excluded? We also have a rule for reapplication, right? So in the call document, you can find details, but basically the rule was that if a person last year has been participated in the deep dive or the hackathon, then this person should pause for 1 year. And if the person went through the whole program, then we are asking such person or a team to pause for 2 years, just not to, let's say, because of those applications that, I mean, the wide range of applications, and in the past, some of our challenges were, let's say, concentrated on the technology. So obviously there were people or projects that could apply from 1 year to another. So we've introduced this rule because it's a lot of resources that EIT Health is investing in those teams, and I think it is fair that also others, they get a chance, right, to participate. So this is the rule. So please check if you fall in any of those categories. So there might be 1 year or 2 years pause if you have been a participant last year or 2 years ago.
We have another question in the chat from Timothy. If accepted in the program, is it possible to have the production made outside of the EU? The answer is yes. So what is mandatory is that the company is incorporated within these countries that are eligible to receive funding. This is not the criteria or the limitation that we put, is just the particularities of the funding that we give.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I
forgot to say, I started answering Christina's
yes,
question in the chat.
Exactly. I see my
so yes, all the answers, let's say, all the details are in the call document and FAQs, but also if you are unsure about something, you can also reach out to us to our email address. I will type it in the chat, and then one of us will get back to you with the answer. Okay, so I think that we have, if you have any volunteering with the alumni board, does this exclude entry? No, it doesn't, Julian. So this is, I mean, EIT Health is a community, and also all graduates of Wildcard program, they become part of EIT Health alumni network. So this is an added value. We have now, I think, a very nice platform. It's a very lively community. So it's good to be a part of it if you are not yet. But we know that some people, let's say, who are part of the community, they're also applying to our program. Perfect. Laura, to your question, I think that yes, although the answer to your question, so if a startup would be accepted to Wildcard, would it be still possible to apply for EIT Accelerator grant? I think the answer is yes. Yes, those things are not, let's say, are not mutually exclusive, so that you can apply for or participate in both things. Although I'm not sure, let's say, one thing to consider is the maturity level, right? So from what I understand, that EIC Accelerator grant, at least this is my understanding, this is for more mature companies, or at least the competition is very high. Wildcard rather sits one step ahead, right? So if you have a good idea, you have some elements, but you are not yet ready for venture capital investment, pitch or a private investment in general. In a Wildcard, as Eva explained, you can figure out a lot of those missing pieces, how to match your solution to the market.
However, Magda, if I may, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can apply to ESC Accelerator. However, if your startup is selected for funding, for EIT Health funding, starting 2022, and you are also selected for the EIC Accelerator grant, you cannot have both at the same time, right? Would that be considered double funding?
No. So it's let's say for participating in the program, there are no restrictions. So you can participate. Right. If you are being granted both, I think that the only thing that you need to do is to make sure that you do not do the double funding, right? So there are parts of the same cost cannot be claimed under two different grants, right? So there will be, I think that some of our portfolio companies, they have EIC grant at the same time as receiving our grant. Good. The administrator of the company is in Romania, but the founder is based in the US with 100% equity of the company in Romania. Are we still eligible for the Wildcard program? Timotei, I think that the answer is yes. If the company is 100% based in Romania, I think that this would be still eligible. I think that this is a question that we can take also offline and come back to you when we check the documents. But I think that yes, the answer would be yes. And we have still a few more questions on the slide from the registration form that we didn't answer.
Mm-hmm. As they are particular to the challenges, maybe we can leave these ones for Maria.
Of course.
So are orphan indications eligible for the program, or is the focus more on major eye diseases? So first of all, you will also find in the website a challenge definition document. You will see that within the eye and vision care challenge, for instance, which is a major topic, we have defined different areas of intervention that we consider, let's say, most relevant. This doesn't mean that you cannot apply with a solution that falls out of those areas of intervention, but falling in those areas of intervention will be, let's say, evaluated positively. In terms of orphan indication, I would also like to make the point that we don't have restrictions in terms of what type of solutions or what type of projects we accept, although we have a clear vision on how we would like those projects or products or services to reach the market, meaning that sometimes if the project is very pharma oriented, this won't be eligible in terms of timing. But you can have a deeper look to those documents, and in case you have further questions on a specific area of intervention, please reach out to us. And for the next question, if an assistive technology for the blind startup would suit, I would say yes. This is, you will see also in this document, this is one of the areas of intervention. And if the time frame for the project to reach the market falls within our criteria, it can be an accepted and a suitable project. I want to apply for flotation therapy. I don't know if it's suitable for the program. I'm not sure what you mean by flotation therapy, but if this is a solution to treat a specific condition that is listed in one of those areas of intervention, it will be accepted, meaning that this is a solution. What we define and detail are the problems that we want a solution for. So we don't have specific restrictions on the technology that are used to solve those solutions. But again, please have a look at this document, and if you have further questions or you are still not sure if your solution is 100% suitable for the program, feel free to reach out to us. Any other questions that you might have on the challenges or on any other topic? You can also deactivate the microphone and just speak up. If not, again, you can reach out to us offline, and you will find many information on the website. Could you show again the slide with the investment conditions?
Anyways, we will follow up with the slides and the recording for everyone to have access to it. Sorry, Magda.
I think that yes, sorry. I think that it was also the previous slide that is interesting, because those are exits, right? So this describes EAD Health participation, but this is those are the investment conditions. I think that you could say, right? So this is 1.5 million over 2 years, 750 per year. This is the cap that we have, and that EAD Health assumes options, right? So if, for example, something falls through and after 2 milestones, let's say, I mean, you do not manage to meet the second milestone, and there's a decision that no further funding, that is, the funding will not be continued, then EAD Health obviously will not assume the whole the whole 25% of option in your company. Amounts before tax as well. So the funny part is that you actually do not pay taxes, because this is grant money. Right, so you pay, I mean, you have to pay your due taxes when it comes to, I don't know, VAT or other things that come in a regular Horizon 2020, or, you know, just from the activity of your project, of your venture. But this is the cash that you receive, right? So there's no before and after taxes in this case. This is grant. So normally, as it looks, this is 750K per year. This is the budget that you have, and included in this budget can be your salaries, your salaries of your employees, any, I don't know, clinical trial costs, or expertise that you need to hire through all this. So all of this will be covered under the 750K grant per year. And no need to be sorry for the questions. I think this is great, and also can serve as a good information for others to learn. So do we have any last questions to finish off? We went a little bit over 60 minutes, but I think this is fine. We're going to have earlier lunch today. Or I don't know, maybe not in Spain. Lunch is a little bit later. Okay, very good. So I think that we can finish with that. Thank you so much, Celia, Maria. Thank you for running the webinar. Eva for joining us. Although I think that Eva already ran. She's very busy these days putting the company together and everything. So and thank you for joining us. I think it was great to interact with you. Remember, the important date is 16th of March. This is the deadline for applications, and then the program will start in the summer this year. So we kick off in June.
Thank you, guys.
Super. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for
you.
joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good day,
Bye.
you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.